Well, it's interesting. Gun tracing studies or information that ATF has been able to release has shown that about half of the crime guns in California originate in California, with Nevada, Arizona, and Texas being the primary remaining supplying states. In fact, I guess it was Carowin, I think it was about 3 months ago. They did a story on the Richmond police and how they were busting this dude who was going up every weekend to Reno to the gun show up there and loading up his trunk full of guns and then bringing them back down to Richmond and selling them on the street. And because up in Nevada, there's, some of these people would get a little more sophisticated and they'd like rent a motel room and then they'd go get a Nevada driver's license with that motel room address, and then that way they can just show it at the gun show as an ID, and there's no questions about transporting it back interstate to California. So one of the things the State Department of Justice, they have what they call the Firearms Division, and it's a newly created division under Lockyer. It happened because we had a legislative proposal, but then Columbine happened, and it became a budget item. Didn't need a bill. So what they would do is they would go to the Reno gun show, and they'd write down all the license plate numbers of California cars, and then when they come back over the border, they'd have the highway patrol waiting for them. And so as soon as they'd come through the inspection booth, they'd identify it and then pull them over and ask them if they have any guns and these kind of things. And, if they have, legally purchased and they got the paperwork for the guns, that's fine. But what happens is in Nevada, you can buy guns that are prohibited in California. So a whole range of junk guns, assault weapons, even 50 calibers, which California is the only state to ban 50 caliber sniper rifles. So if they catch them with those, then they combust them. But once again, that's a targeted enforcement thing, right? And that requires staff, and which requires budget. So it's not something they can do every weekend.